done in 10% of water. So what that means is, with bass fishing, you really have to get familiar with making yourself good at finding where the fish are gonna be. And when I say that, that means, are you pond fishing? Are you lake fishing? Where are you fishing? And I can't stress enough how much the weather has to do and how much it factors into finding fish. Now, if you're a new fisherman or angler, and I wouldn't worry about that. I don't know how to say it. I wouldn't worry about finding where the fish are gonna be, especially if brand new fisherman and angler. Practice on getting out on the water and getting your casting right, and being able to cast undercover and being able to cast correctly. And because that right there is the first step. If you can't cast correctly and you can't get it undercover, around cover, in thick grass and stuff like that, then finding the fish is going to be kind of redundant, because you're going to need to know how to get to those fish if you find them. So if you're a new angler, focus on honing in your casting skills, and then start doing your research or ask questions to people who've got the experience on what baits you should use. If y'all have questions, like I said on my last video, if y'all have questions, feel free to reach out to me, no matter what it is, even if it's simple. There's no such thing as a dumb question, okay? So back to the 90-10 rule. If you're already got the casting, not perfect, doesn't have to be perfect, but if you got comfortable with it, then you can start focusing on, all right, where are these fish gonna be? Where can I have the best hookup ratio? And I feel like that's gonna come from, don't just show up to the lake and like, all right, let's catch some fish. Put in some time and some effort to find out what's the weather gonna be like that day, in the morning, at night, the wind, is there strong winds, and really get out there. Because so with temperature, like overcast is gonna be great. If you're going night fishing, check the moon. Believe it or not, the moon has a big key factor. It's crazy. We fished a lot of times at night, and on a full moon we're hooking up to fish every 5 minutes, and it's crazy. So the weather it's crazy how much the weather changes the fish activity, their metabolism, everything. They're gonna be dormant or they're gonna be active. There's a big controversy, especially, trust me, I hear it all the time, with bass fishermen and people who fish offshore. Like, anybody can throw a bait down in the water. Anybody can just throw a bait down in the water, hook up to something in salt water. I mean, mind you, like, you can throw a cut bait or live bait in salt water and something's bound to catch it. It's still fishing, and it's still amazing. Bass fishing takes some finesse. Take some you gotta be persistent. Can't give up. Trust me, it can be hard on days that you go fishing and you don't catch anything and you don't get a bite. But then that should motivate you, like, okay, why didn't I get a bite? What didn't I pay attention to? So make sure you're using the right rod, the right action, the right power. People have preferences though. I've seen people use a certain action and somebody else will do the same kind of fishing in the same place with a different action. So that's all preference. So the 90-10 rule, 90% of your fishing is going to be in 10% of water. And that couldn't be any more valid of a statement. You just have to hone in on that 10% of water, finding it. Don't ever stay stuck at one spot. If you're on a boat, don't stay stuck on one spot. If you're not catching fish there within 20 minutes, move. If you're not catching fish in the other spot 20 minutes, move. You want to cover as much water as you can. And then once you find where you're getting some bites, nibbles or bites, any kind of strong reaction bites. The minute you get a strong reaction bite or any kind of bite, boom, you just possibly found a small school there. So, and then if you're bank fishing, don't just stay on one bank. Work your way down the bank. Throw it, get you under some trees, some stick ups, lay downs, anything like that. Biggest thing for me with reel hook fishing is I'm a huge motivator. I've been through a lot in my life. I'm only 32 and I've been through, good Lord, so much. That's why I'm really keying in on motivating you, motivating y'all. Not every fisherman or angler is gonna be stingy. I'm not. I want you all to succeed. So I'm in the trusty old Bass Tracker right now. We're putting on some lights on the boat, but back to, squirrel brain. Remember that 90% of your fishing is in 10% of water. And if you have any questions, feel free. Shout out to 13 Fishing in this sweet hat. I like to use a lot of 13 Fishing rods and reels. Dude, it is amazing quality. 13 Fishing, I love them. There's other, Ducket rods are good too. There's so many rods. I'm getting off key and off topic, but 13 Fishing, shout out to 13 Fishing. Shout out to Bass Tracker for making awesome boats. And I look forward to hearing from y'all. That is what I'm trying to get at. I'm not making these videos to go viral. I'm making these videos because I want the questions. I want, even if you're not questions, if you want to give me something that you did that interested you on how you caught them, awesome. Maybe it's something new, who knows? But the fishing community is a strong one, very helpful, very resourceful. And again, feel free to reach out. 90% of your fishing is going to be done in 10% of water. Remember that, okay? And I post a lot. I post a lot. As if I could post every day, if I had the ability to. And I'm gonna try to keep posting and posting and posting. And trust me, there's tons of these videos out there. There's tons of these fishing videos out there, but they're not like me. They're not like me. I'm gonna get my brother-in-law in on these videos too. He's kind of camera shy, and he's kind of, how do I say, he's kind of social media shy. But he's awesome, man. I love the dude to death. And if it wasn't for him, a lot would have been different. But him, he's awesome, man. Best friend, dude. Shout out to Fish Tacos 357. That's his YouTube. So I look forward to hearing from y'all. And if I could become that source for y'all, kind of a mentor, a teacher, I love it. There's nothing better. It helps me helping you. I love helping people. And I look forward to it. I look forward to seeing y'all in person someday if I ever run into you and you recognize me. Awesome. But for now, 90-10 rule. 90% of your fishing is done in 10% of water, okay? Remember that. And a lot of key factors going into catching fish. Ask me. Whatever you want to. All right. Until next time, Brandon with Reel Hook Fishing, and I will see y'all again.